I'm Carolina Jordan.
And I'm Adam Jordan.
Welcome to Faithful Foundations, where faith, service, education, and success meet in the world of real estate.
As a married couple and RE/MAX agents right here in the charming Charleston area, we're thrilled to share our journey with you.
We believe in more than just transactions. We believe in relationships built on trust, faith, and genuine care.
Join us on this faith-filled journey as we share stories from our business and life, revealing the foundations that guide us.
Faithful Foundations, where every home tells a story of faith and family. And we're back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Luigi, and the team that are able to put all this together here at the Latin Groove Studios. So thank you, Luigi, and the team.
No, it's just been great. I love this experience here. I think we're going to make some really great content out of this studio.
Right. And so last episode, we had more of the home buying process, but something that is so dear to our hearts other than real estate is our faith.
Well, yeah, no, there's nothing else that's more important in our lives than our faith. So I think that making sure we can put that out to people and give people an understanding of how we operate from a faith-based business is really important to me.
Yeah, I think since we started real estate, putting God at front and center of our business has helped us grow and help us serve more families throughout these years.
Well, and I've never been one to believe in like a kind of if you believe more, you'll prosper more kind of thing. But I know that ever since we've taken a step to like really embrace our faith in our business, it's just made the biggest difference on just the bottom line in our business. But I think that's because you're then coming off as yourself.
Right.
You're not trying to be something you're not. And if you're authentically faithful, then put that out there. And you're going to bring people to you that respond to that.
Right. And one of the things that we do, and we teach this to Juan, our son, is to never act on fear. We have God with us at all times, that we try to bring that into our business too.
Well, I mean, that's for me the biggest thing when it comes to dealing with clients is never bringing fear or anxiety to the table that maybe they may have that already. You don't want to heighten that. And if they don't have it, you don't want to put your emotions onto them. So by, praying and being trusting in God that the situation, no matter how stressful it is going to work out, then I think that's really what is at the crux of our business.
Yeah. And we try every time that we touch a file for our clients, right before we send an offer,
right. Every time.
When we get an inspection report, anytime that those big things that we have to do for our clients, we always put everything in God's hands, because His plan for us, we have always said, is much better than what we can see, even though sometimes it looks very stressful or like there is no solution for it.
Right.
We try again to not be on that situation of fear or place of fear, but in a place of trusting the Lord and His will.
Do you have any examples? Like, I know one that I'm thinking about. I'll go ahead and share it. And you think about one that maybe you have, but this one just happened for us. We had a client that was coming from cross country with 4 dogs, and they were on a schedule where when they pulled in, we had to hit the timing for the closing perfectly. And there was a number of things that were going wrong with water meters, with just that. I mean, the builder was doing a great job, but the house is beautiful, but it was just, we were down to the last hour when we were getting the keys for that house before they pulled in from a 5-day trip. So there's a lot of space in there for me to go, oh, I'm going to freak out. And I'm going to, like I said, push that onto the client, give them my anxiety that, oh, maybe this might not work. But at the end of the day, it all worked out. Now, I'm not saying if it didn't work out, we would have figured that out.
Right.
That would have been fine. But it's all that time for me up to it where you're problem solving, but you're doing it from a place of I know that God's going to take care of us in the situation, and His timing's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, that's something we say all the time.
I mean, we had their keys like almost 20 minutes before they pull into their driveway.
I couldn't believe it. I was for sure we were going to miss the mark. But, you know, and the ability to stay calm, to pray about it, to put it in God's hands makes all the difference when you know, I've seen other situations, and I don't, you know, talk negatively about anybody, but I've seen other situations where people will then let that anxiety that they have about this deal, because they're like, oh, I need maybe that money, I need this deal to go through, I'm just don't want this to go south.
Right.
That they start putting all of that onto the client. And I know I've said that over and over again, but it's so important to me that I think that if you don't have a base from which to work from, and for us it's faith, but if you don't have that, then you're kind of all over the place.
Right. I know you want me to say a story, but I want you to tell us a little bit about the story of when you helped a veteran. Actually, they were both veterans, the seller and the buyer, and how the situation, I mean, God's hand was all over that transaction.
Right.
And you were able to like get it to closing with a win-win situation for everybody.
Yep, that was last year in 2023. And the person that was the seller was from our church. He was an older gentleman, and he needed to transition into assisted living. And the home, it was a townhome, had seen better days. You know, if you're in a situation where maybe you need to go into assisted living, you're not able to keep up with the house maybe the way you want to. So, you know, we went above and beyond in that situation to make sure that the house was cleaned out, that we were able to get it ready for a buyer.
And how good that with the network that we have, God keeps putting all the people that we needed to make sure that we're able to help these clients.
One of your good contacts put us together with Trash Masters, which took care of getting the townhouse cleaned out. But then I had met a buyer months before that was looking for a specific type of property. And just staying in contact with him and making sure that I wasn't trying to sell him on anything that he didn't want. You know, he had a price point that he wanted to hit, and I wasn't going to go out there and show him $300,000, $400,000 properties just to boost up the commission. You know, and I think, you know, where that isn't maybe necessarily a faith-based thing, it's you have to have integrity to go, like, this is client first, not me first.
Right.
And we were able to pair these two guys together and make a deal for both of them where, you know, they both got, the buyer got the price point he wanted, he got the area that he wanted, and the seller was able to take some of that equity, and it's going to help him in his ability to pay for assisted living and to have a quality of life going forward.
Right. I mean, and again, God's hand was all over that because it was a difficult situation. There was a lot of emotions going on, but trusting in the Lord that He has a better plan for every one of us, like we can see Him at work.
And I mean, I don't like to sit here and read anything, but I wasn't able to remember this off the top of my head, but that goes perfectly with Proverbs 3:5-6, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make straight your path. So
absolutely,
there's always a way to get to that straight path. It's just how do we trust Him to show it to us.
Right. Yeah. Well, His ways are not our ways, for sure.
No.
So talking about that, we recently this year had a seller also in a little bit of a distress, and she kept praying about finding the right people to help her because she was from out of state. It was an inherited home.
Yeah.
It was in really bad shape.
This is yours.
Yeah. Yes, like it was just a really bad situation where she wasn't gonna be able to come and do the repairs, but being able to have the right people in our network,
Right.
put the right investors that were able to come, do an offer, sight unseen. They knew that the area was the right one where it was going to be good for them to do that investment.
Mm-hmm.
And our client was able to close within 30 days. And she was done and was able to close that chapter in her life.
Well, it's easy to have the situations where everything works out when you're looking at, you know, brand new homes or, you know, not homes that need something like these two did. But when you really need that faith, when you really need to stay calm, is when you've got a home that maybe is in distress or a client that, you know, is in a situation where they might be at the toughest point of their life. So they don't need an add-on of
Right.
your emotion or anything. They just need solutions. And praying on it and making sure we can find those is just been made all the difference.
Right. Well, we thanks everybody that has been with us today. Again, trust in the Lord. We certainly do everything that we do and serve others is because of Him. And without Him, we won't be able to do anything.
No, if you're doing anything in life, especially when you're in real estate, buying or selling, make faith the cornerstone of what you're doing when you're in that difficult situation.
And we hope that God bless you, keep you in His hands, and give you His peace.